Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
And welcome back, people. This is Influence. Unless it's your first time here, then it's not welcome back. It's thank you for joining me. If it is your first time here, I appreciate you clicking on this video. And we're gonna get into it. It's Lemon Tree, Purple Potato. I also appreciate the people that keep clicking on the videos. Thank you very much. Let's get into this. We got Purple Potato here, which is a take on Galvatron. Now, I was excited for this figure because if you didn't know about this figure, you see this isn't Galvatron's alt mode normally. Normally he's a gun. He's been other stuff, but most of the time he's laser cannon, some type of life-size gun sometimes, and sometimes he's not. Who knows? But he was the Radio Shack gun. You know, I mean, most of us collecting this stuff is probably older. Telling my age with saying the Radio Shack gun because that's the first time I ever encountered Galvatron. What the hell am I talking about? First time I ever encountered Shockwave was in a Radio Shack gun form, and he turned into Shockwave. But you know the story of Transformers they took from existing toy lines. Anyway, let's get into this because I was excited for this. It's a different take. If you notice, this is the ship, I think the Nemesis. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's the ship from the movie. The Decepticon ship. So while we're talking, we can get him on the swivel. It's going a little fast, but you can still see everything. And yeah, he stays on the stand. Got a stand. He stays on the stand pretty well. Has the rocket booster looking things. Looks like he's out of here going into space. Again, you have the stand that comes with it. This little piece right here. I don't know what that's for. I don't know what a lot of this stuff is for. The directions suck, which is a negative off the bat. We can get them out the way. Here's directions. One sheet. I know this is a new company. I don't think they had any other releases, or this may be like their second release. I think they may have had one release. But yeah, you get this one sheet of directions, which is upside down. It would help. But this transformation is kind of involved, so I don't know what they were thinking about giving one sheet of directions. Sometimes, though, I guess it's hard. You ever took that class? I'm sure everybody had that one class where they're like, tell somebody how to do something like they've never done it before, and you miss steps because you know how to do it. So sometimes people making these things don't make good directions. I don't know. I need to be their R&D. But then you have the box. It has like when Unicron scans. So it has that, and that's pretty much it. Got the Lemon Tree logo, Purple Potato LT-03. So I'm starting in spaceship mode, of course. There's a few gimmicks on here that I want to talk about. There's light up features in here that if you take this off, I believe you put batteries in here, I think. And you can't see that. Yeah, there's a LED in there, I believe. And I don't know if you put batteries in here or if, I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. On the directions, again, they show some other stuff. I don't know. They have like this thing coming down. I thought maybe this is a magnet, so I was thinking maybe they had some type of hookup where that would be dope. Like they need to start looking at that where you can put a magnet. You don't need a battery, where it's like an internal battery and just be like boop, internal. Yeah, that would be pretty dope. But I have no idea what this is for. Like I said, it has a magnet in there. This stand you just put together, these two sides, and this goes on during transformation. It slides in between. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it just makes it easier before you clamp these things together. A couple pieces. The biggest I guess, drawbacks to this is has a lot of panels. All these are panels. It's panel-y until you get it together. Once you get it together, it's pretty solid. There's like a panel here that you can push in by mistake, but I like that. I thought I would have to take it all apart. I was like, oh, darn it, because I did that. But you just open this up here. Now I can't do it. Of course not. Why would it work? Probably better to go up here. Yeah, why would it work? There we go. Let's open that up and then you can get this panel back up. Then close it back. And you're back in business. But there's a couple places like right here. I still don't think I have it right. It's some, you can't even see that. You'll see it when I transform it. But there's like 2 tabs on this piece that go far and it looked like it wasn't far enough. And you don't really have any leverage to push this down. Well, you do. You kind of do now. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it because it's where it's supposed to go. So these things right here are a little loose. You can do that easily. It doesn't really fall down. And now that I'm looking at it, maybe it's loose for a reason because I don't have it transformed right. Let me see. Yeah, I think so. Okay, scratch that. Didn't have it transformed right. You got to tab this in. Okay, that makes sense. So I guess don't forget that, but then be careful because those tabs, and this is what I'm talking about, is great. Great example right here. It's hard to get the leverage that you need to tab this stuff on. And it could be the tabs, the tabs could be too long, or you could just need to get it in exactly right. And I'm not going to try. So that's an issue by itself. That alone, I thought this was an issue, but getting those tabs in is an issue, which is why I didn't. Let me try over here. Okay, that one went in with no problem. Yeah, so that's much better, much better. It's funny what you see on camera. This you can get in a little bit, so it still stays up. So yeah, so scratch that off my list of gripes. Since it doesn't do anything, these do move. But I think it's kind of playability. Let me put this back on before I lose it. You get his one for each side, the hand cannon that he has, and it's already hooked up because I had it on him on robot. You get this little piece that you have to put on the spring and then snaps on the back. And his hands come off, so you can do that. I have his hands off now because I never put this back on because I know I was putting that back on. Now this, I don't think can stay on. I didn't even try. I just took it off because it seemed too long. I doubt it can stay on. And you get these little things that, let me know in the comments section if you have this figure, you know what this is for. They're really looking blue on camera. Excuse my nails. You know, I eat very healthy, so my nails grow like weeds every 3 days. You get these blast effects, and they're separated. I just had them together they're just translucent. It's pretty cool. It'd probably be cool with the lights. I think right here is where the lights. I don't know if you push this. I don't know. I don't know how to get the lights on. Then you get 2 of them. 2 of the blast effects that, man, and this is sharp, so be careful. All right, I poked myself once. Now let's get this guy into robot mode. These things come too separate. They stay on. They don't have to, you can take them off, but I just leave them on. And also these come separate as well. Now these come off, so I believe they come off. I don't think they can stay on. You can push them in like that. But I think that's just the store. I don't know. But let's just go backwards and get this together. Oh, you can see the underside. Nothing spectacular. It has this clear fin. Goes down. Figure out which side it's on. because it's only on one side. It's on like when you split this. So first I'm gonna split this just to get it out get this stand out the way. There we go. We're gonna work on his legs. Just try to get, you know what, I'll fold this up over here. It's just gonna fold up out the way. So I'm just fold it. Make sure you take it back out of those things so you can actually fold it right how it should be. There we go. Just leave that like that. It's on this armature right here. So you can just basically try to get all this out the way because we won't work on these legs. It's a lot of tricky stuff in this figure. So then coming from this way, it should be not a great problem. Pull this apart. They just have double or opposite tabs. I think that's what you would call them. Find where the break is right here. And I do believe these two things are supposed to tab together, but I didn't get them together. I think they are anyway. Get that apart like that. Now, this is another thing. I'm gonna try to get these apart. I don't know which way. It's half and half on the legs. Yeah, you couldn't see that, but pegs right here that go into there, and probably over here as well. So the peg holes are on the flat with this. That's what I see. So there we go. And unpeg this, unpeg, all this is in half. This right here is pegged in under here. So you can just pull that out. And I believe it's 2 pegs into the back of this. So then once that gets going, you should be able to start to fool with this stuff. Move this out the way. This is on a ball joint. It does fall off sometimes, but you can maneuver it so it doesn't fall off. It's like a hinge that's at the knee that folds up, so then you can fold the leg back out. And it's just a lot of stuff in there, so you want to make sure. There you go. So as you're folding out, you want to try to get the leg out so you just got room. That's all. Because this stuff is, especially this leg over here, because this fin is like in. When you fold it in, it's going in. This is actually going out or going a different way. This right here, just fold up, flip around and peg right there just to, so you can keep it out the way. And you can get the folding. And there's that joint. Make sure all this stays open. And it feels strong, but it doesn't feel great. You can understand that. And there's that joint that's on that ball joint. And I'm just going to work on one leg at a time. Get this, flip this up. Now we're going to get this foot out here. And everything is super tight. I moved that over just to give it room. And that's part of the problem. Like everything is super tight. So trying to maneuver this joint right here, I'm sure over time it'll probably get, well, I hope it doesn't get too loose, but just pull that foot out. And now you want to maneuver all this way and this way. And it's tight. It doesn't feel great. And just made a liar out of me. Okay. It's super loosened up. That's crazy. But now you want to move it like this as well. Because you're trying to move it, get it to move down and up back. So now you want to move this like this. And that's what's tricky, because then you move this and you want to get it kind of this way. Now move this down, spin this around. This is a screw, so it's it's gotten tighter as I'm spinning it, so that's a problem. Like, it would have been better to put a pin there, because as you know, screws on stuff that, and that's just I think that's just from being new, maybe a new company, because screws on stuff that turn, you turn it with the screw. So there's a potential there to make that super tight and either strip the screw or break the screw or other things. This rocker is super tight still. So you just want to get that out the way and then maneuver this. This is on a ball joint. Maneuver this in. Now I'm not sure how all this stuff goes, because this is, you're just maneuvering this into here like this. Make sure this stays up. And this pegs into here to keep everything together. And there we go. For some reason I think that's not right. But it should snap into there. If I have it right. There we go. There we go. Then this right here, just so you don't forget, you want to move that up and then move this down. It covers up that. Now, I don't know what this is over here. I don't know if I was supposed to move this too. Maybe. Like I said, directions suck. I know it didn't really do anything without moving it, so maybe just be more solid. I don't know. Or maybe they just put it there so it doesn't look off, so it looks the same, which is kind of cool. That's thoughtful. So you want to do the same thing over here with this. Again, this thing over here. Well, get this out the way, but this over here I want to put up here just to get it out the way and keep it there, and then you can move this way. And see what I mean? Like, this is out, so it doesn't get in the way of anything. Again, you have the same thing over here that you've got to get the feet together. So get these feet out. Try to move them down. And again, you want to move this. This down, move that. Not sure why you move that down. I think just to get stuff out the way. Yeah, when you do like that to move it, I think it just gets the stuff out the way. Move this up. Once you got this all the way, yeah, move this little flap up like that. Move this on that ball joint and get all this situated. Like, move this down and in. I try to get it how it's just to cover up that space. That's really what you want it to do. Make sure this ain't out like that, looking nuts and fit. Then this goes, and this time it's a peg over here that goes into a flap. I actually think the flap goes like this, and I think this goes into the back of that. I think this goes into the back of that like this. So yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. So it just fills in, it gives that back a little bit more character. So let me do that over here. Just gotta get this like underneath this, and this goes on top over here. No, it was something I was doing not right. There we go. And of course, again, I'm gonna move this over and then down. You have that, and put the legs down. So I think we gotta move these legs like this. I think. I hope. And we have legs. Legs. We have legs. So now, getting there. I'm gonna move this waist. Yeah, that was right. Like that. And there's like a double hinge right here. Move that. You want to move it down, and then hinge this, and move while you're moving this, and it hinges up into there. Now you can get this out the way, these things, because now you're going to be putting the waist back to where you need it. And you could just leave it like that for now. These things, I just get out the way. So now you have these that they were like this. You can just, this is where I was talking about right here. Right where those two pegs are. I think they're supposed to go like all the way into those two holes when it's like this, but I could never get it. I got it enough to where it, you know, you see it's sitting flush and it's right, but I just moved that out the way, because then you're going to move this out the way. Puts this flap up, and this flap right here is going to flap down. You can get it. It's a lot of flaps that flap around, and there we go. Spin down. Again, same over here. You can't see that because my hand's in the way, but believe me, there we go. Get it out. And that's like a double hinge. Get it down. And you get this up here. Now, move this around like this. So these you want to have back. So you see these little pointy things are down, I believe. And then you want it so you can move it back like this. And then they tab on to each other, and you don't have to worry about anything else for right now. Just tab them in. I gotta go voiceover. My mic went out, so if it sounds different, that's why. Sorry, here you got to bend these. These can be tricky. Bend that flap in. Then you see that little gap right there, and it bends over. It's kind of intuitive, but it bends over that little where I put it at. Then you bend it down, it forms the sides of his robot. Again, I showed over here. You got that little space that bends around that joint. Then you fold it down. Gives you that little body. Then this, you can just you angle it up, but you can just keep it right there where you're at. Now for this, try to open this right there. That's where the head is. Try to open these flaps. You can open the flaps on the sides. Maybe easier. Doesn't really matter though. But you can open that. You have some flaps right there that you can open that will close. May help you. It didn't really help. You just pry that little piece open and you pull the head out, pull it forward, then you fold that flap down and push it back. It's the heads up. Then you can fold these down all the way in on both sides. They go all the way down. Then you can push this up. Now it's on a double hinge, so you can double hinge it and push it back. Now you can fool with these arms, split the arms. They're not really on like a tough peg system. It's really just a placeholder, but they stay locked. So it's kind of, it's cool. Now you have these armatures that you have to move up. In order to move the arms out, you have to move that up. So you can try to get the body up a little bit. Now this armature right there is crazy tight. Doesn't even make sense. It was hard to get down. This one was a little easier to get down, but I'm having some trouble. So you lift that up and pull that flap so you can get that flap all the way down in order to see in there a little bit better. Now you just want to keep trying to pull it up and, moving it back and forth. It just wasn't working. If you can see, I got it, but I had to get it off camera. Stuck a tool in there and pushed it up. But that peg is chewed up. So I don't know how many times that can be done before that peg breaks. Hopefully I'd have one more time in me after this. And this side was so hard to get down, so I can only imagine it's hard to get up. And I'm gonna do it off camera again. What I did was stuck a tool in there like this and pushed up. Well, pushed down. It gave me the leverage to push it up. Had to do that one off camera, but like I was saying, I put a tool in there and pushed down, and it gave me the leverage to push it up while I was sliding it back. Yeah, these just hinges. It's kind of intuitive. This thing right here is open in alt mode, so you just can get those hinges, those double hinges right in order to close that top. So you got the arms kind of right. You gotta push this back too. The arms, they slide a little bit. You can see right there. They slide in alt mode, and they slide out back to make it more proportion. Then you can move the chest back in the position it's supposed to be in. Now that'll keep moving. So in order to stop that, you can get this piece. You just bring it up, and then you have to, again, double hinges in there. So you have to just get it lined up where it's supposed to be. It's like right underneath that piece, so the top and bottom sticks out. Kind of looks like it's sunk in. There you go, and close that, and now you got that piece. And that'll keep the arms from coming out of the shoulders, like forward. You're almost there. Move that like that. Then this, you can move the hand like this to get this out. This piece comes out and stays out. And you have the hand like that. So once you move that out like this, then you can move this back in here. But this flap, it's a flap there. You can move that all the way in. Once this bar is out the way, then you just push that flap up in there. And that goes up in there like this. Make sure that the arm is right. And then this goes back like that. order to have the right proportions on the arm. I'm gonna try to get this together. What I was saying, you can do that, get that out. I don't have the hand in because I had the Canon, so this best you finagle that the best you can. Move that up there like that, and then put this back down. But make sure you move that piece right here in. Then we gotta get this stuff together. Right here, the backpack goes on to here. Kind of goes like that, and then down a little. There you go. So now you're clipped on, like you're not going anywhere. And that's the positive that this thing has. Like once you in robot mode, and then you can get this together. There we go. And this one's easy. I'm guessing there's a screw there again, because it's like that was an undertaking for no reason. There we go. There we go. That in there. Move that down. Now we can put this in here. It's just on a peg system. So you can either, I might as well show that now. You can put his hand on. He has two hands if you want. I mean, Shockwave never had two. I don't know why I keep saying Galvatron. Shockwave never had two hands to me. So even though this is a different iteration of him, I'm still not. So then you have a hose. It's just metal hose, similar to other hoses that we've gotten with Shockwave figures. And this little piece goes up in here like this. And now you have Purple Potato, which is a masterpiece Shockwave that is kind of different, kind of great though. So here's the figure in the 360. You see, it has the backpack. Backpack is pretty condensed. You can get a little more condensed. You can do it to your liking. You see the hollowness is gone because of the stuff in the legs. It's panelly a little bit. There are a lot of features. It's a lot of purple. This is a very surprising figure to me. It's a great figure, good figure, great figure actually, especially for a newer company. I don't know if they have any ties to any other companies. I can say this is a great Shockwave. It looks like Shockwave. It takes the form of Shockwave, but then you have the gimmick of not having, turning into Nemesis. Sometimes I can't remember this stuff. We'll go over articulation. First, let me compare him to some other figures. So, I mean, of course, we got to do Megatron. Him next to Megatron. I don't think that's a good look. And then you have MP Shockwave. And I think this is the real battle right here. You could really use this as an MP Shockwave. I kind of like some of the stylings in his legs better than the MP. The feel is pretty good. The plastics do feel kind of weird. but I don't think they feel worse than the MP plastics. Like, I know they've changed over the years, but this MP, and this is the different color too. This is a darker, this is a lighter purple. This is more darker. It looks bluish on screen, but it's more purple. I mean, he does got the slick legs, but there's something about a beefier Shockwave to me. With the, still has the stylings of an MP in the size. Let's get into articulation and then hit you with the end. So articulation is pretty good. He can articulate these. These can go up here. Like, you can't see that. So you can move these around. You can move these like this. You can move them down. You can unhook it and move it where you want to. Spin it around. You do got to get it out the way of the backpack. Don't forget to move this arm up. I forgot while I'm talking. Articulation. Double jointed elbow. Get you there. Here. Got the bicep swivel. His head. You can see his face. He don't have a face sculpt. He does have batteries. I love that it's easy to get to. I don't have the batteries in there, but you probably need them to get the eye, because other than that, of course, it's dead. Probably could paint it, but do I want to do all that? I don't know. These things move. These things, his ears. His head has a lot of movement. He can go up all the way down all the way like that, and then he has all the, it's a ball joint. Hand, since he doesn't have a hand on the other one, he has independent fingers and two knuckles, and he has a thumb. And I don't know if that has a knuckle. I don't think it does. It's just a thumb. It's not bad. Shoulders. He has a bunch of joints where he can get all the way up. And he has a joint here where he can get it up that way, or you can open up that and get a smaller joint. But now he has due to transformation, but I don't know if it's if it was supposed to be, but he has an ab crunch up and back, and he has, well, no, he can't really utilize the ab crunch here. It's not really ab crunch, but yeah, you got that, and then you got that where you can get a big one. It kind of breaks up the sculpt, but from the front, it's fine. Legs, and he has ratchets in everywhere. They're pretty strong, so he can do splits. Get these skirts move individually, so he can go back and forward. You don't even have to move them yourself. They get out the way. It's all ratchets, so that's good. It's a great ratchet. The only problem, you do have that problem with the ratchets being either here or, you know, they're too far. You see how loose they are. Then the next ratchet for both legs is out here, so you got a super A stance. Oh no, see, coming in, and that's weird. Some ratchets do that. So you have that, and then you can get that, and then like that, but then coming back, you can kind of like get a better ratchet. So that's not bad at all. And you got a swivel up here, but you also got like a knee swivel, and you get the knee that is 90 degrees. I think that's cool. This joint don't feel good. Like I said, the plastics feel kind of weird. They don't feel cheap, but I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's like a soft plastic, but not like Magic Squares plastic. Like, it's a little harder than that. It's like in between. Then you have the foot. You get the toe tilt, toe up. You got the heel spur down. You get the foot all the way around if you want that. And then you have a tight rocker that is super tight. You can get, and you can get out that way too. And you can get all the articulation that you would want. So my thoughts on this figure, I would highly recommend it if it's something you would want. It's not a G1 purist figure. Like if you're just a purist and a G1 fan, I wouldn't get this because it turns into a spaceship. It's not his alt mode. But of course, if you like peculiar stuff, if you like different things that are based off of G1, I think this is perfect. Transformation is a little wonky. It's a little involved. Nothing that you can't handle though if you're used to complex transformations. The legs, I can say, are kind of, if that's the negative in robot mode, the back of the legs. But it doesn't bother me. And again, the transformation with the legs is kind of tricky with all the panels. I love that it turns into a spaceship, and I'm probably going to have it in the spaceship mode. Once I turn it back, I probably won't, you know, it'll go on my shelf, probably with my MPs, but as the spaceship, which is different from me. A lot of my figures don't get displayed in alt mode. Some do, but most of them don't, of course. And I think most of everybody's figures don't get displayed in alt mode. Maybe some of the Seekers, maybe things like that. But yeah, all in all, I think this is a great figure. Great undertaking by Lemon Tree. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they can do. I don't really like, I'm not interested in buying the other figures that I've seen that they're coming out with, just because they're just not, you know, I'm more of a G1 guy. And even though I do recommend this and I like this, it's still G1 because it's the spaceship. All right. So I thank you for watching this video, and I'll leave you with some words of wisdom. Don't cross the street while traffic's coming. I will get up with you in the next review or next video or whatever I do.
Ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.